What's going on, zombie enthusiasts, and welcome back to our channel. And you guys have no idea how happy I am to finally say this. As some of you on Discord know, I've been on quite of a hiatus, but I'm back now. And I got a long-awaited zombie P.U.N.K deck profile that I think is absolutely goated and insane. And stick for the video to find out why. I think this deck can put some really nice boards, it's very consistent, and it has room for non-engine type cards that are really nice and synergize really well, as you're gonna see in a second. So let's get into the deck profile. Starting off with 3 Uni Zombie, Robina. So some of you might have questions, what's Robina doing here, and so am I, but if you are long-time fans of the channel, you know my relationship with Robina. But yeah, speaking about some interesting cards for zombies, I had a contest on the Discord channel, and on the screen you're gonna get to see 3 of my favorite cards people have submitted as custom zombie support, and feel free to take your time, look at them, and tell me in the comments which one is your favorite one. And you know, let's create some more engagement. Come on the Discord, let's create more events and all that, because I'm trying to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers, and I would be very grateful if we get there by the end of the year. So subscribe, and let's continue with the deck profile. With 3 Mizuki. I know some of you may question why 3 Mizuki. 3 Mizuki's breaks. Well, there are cards in this deck that can discard the Mizukis in hand, so that's quite fine. And can always normal summon a Mizuki in worst case scenario, but you're gonna need 3 Mizuki to mill, to randomly mill and foolish. So you know, we get the deck as crazy of a ceiling as possible. Mizuki is there to keep summoning. It's quite nice also to leave one in the grave as, you know, follow up in the grind game, but mainly is there to make all of those crazy turn 1 boards that I might showcase. If this video gets like over 200 likes, I will do a test hand and combo guide and all that, so like and subscribe to stay tuned so you can see that one. Next up, we only got 2 Banshees. I don't feel like we need more. 2 is enough. 2 is a really good number. And yeah, self-explanatory is Banshee. Again, same reasons as Mizuki. We can also discard the Banshee with the punks and stuff like that. And you know, maybe other cards we got in the deck that I'm gonna show up in a bit. And you know, is there foolish. We only play 2 zombie worlds as well, because my thought is that there's no way you're gonna need the 3rd zombie world. By the time you get to the 3rd zombie world, you're either winning or losing. Like, it's extremely uncommon. Like, I can't think of any time during testing or any time in my playtime I ever needed 3 zombie worlds. Plus, this deck does not randomly mill that much. It mills like 5. The rest is like proper mills, proper foolishes. And you know, with that said, let's continue with our 1 of zombies. We got the 1 of P.U.N.K signed by the legend MBT himself. And yeah, you need to play P.U.N.K. This is a zombie deck after all. Also, I feel like Al Ghul Mazera was a really nice addition to this deck. You know, having its not battle protection, but being able to summon itself, you know, and all that, and be a big body on the field that can be used, you know, can manipulate his level to synchro summon cards easier. And there's a card in the extra deck that pairs really well with this, as you're gonna see in a second. Also with P.U.N.K as well, it pairs quite nicely with level 8s and all that. And next up, we got one Spirit Owl. You only need one for the, Ghost Fusion line, because yes, we did manage to fit a Ghost Fusion engine in this, alongside with the Punks. I mean, it's not really that big anyway. You only need 2 cards, Sleeper and Ghost Fusion, and it's self-explanatory, as the Punks allow you to play life points, which in turn is gonna turn on the broken effect of Ghost Fusion to send the Spirit Owl to the graveyard, banish a zombie to summon herself, and it's a level 6 body on the field, and a Foolish as well. And that's just really good for this deck. Next up, we got one Gozuki. This can act as a pseudo starter as well, but it's good, it's really good, especially its grave effect. If we have a zombie stuck in hand that we really hate, we can send Gozuki to the grave, banish a zombie to summon a zombie from hand, and that's really great. Bonus points if you manage to banish the Spirit Owl, as then that would trigger the Spirit Owl to banish the Gozuki to summon herself out. Also, if Gozuki's in the grave, you can Mezuki, special Gozuki, send another Mezuki, and that's just a free body. Next up, we have the one Sleeper. Like I said, basically the only card you need for the Ghost Fusion line. Next up, we got one Mad Mauler. Pairs really nicely with Spirit Owl. It's really iconic. Well, it's not really iconic as an old card, but I feel like many zombie decks out there play Mad Mauler, because this Mad Mauler is a really good card. Konami, please give us more. We need more good cards like Immortal Dragon, Spirit Owl, and Mad Mauler. Next up, speaking about a really good card, is Bloom. Bloom could be considered quite controversial for a zombie punk deck, but this is the last zombie, by the way. That's good. You can send it, especially Doom King. So some of the links, like Avenged Savior, Vampire Fascinator, No Kion are zombies. You can link climb with that using Doom King as a body. But there is an argument to cut this for a Plex Spreader, and I could definitely see that. That's definitely a case. But right now, a Glow Up Bloom is in there, is quite nice. And if you mill it as the first 5 random mills, it's alright, I guess. It happens. You don't have to trigger it, as optional. But if you do, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. And like I said, it helps out do stuff because you can discard it. You can even special summon Spirit Owl if you got hand trapped or lack a starter or something like that. Spirit Owl can set Mad Mauler. Mad Mauler can decrease Spirit Owl's level by 2, special summon Immortal and send another card and go on from there. It's just depending. But yeah, let's get into the punks now. With 3 Focus Tunes, we want to maximize this card. Not only that, Xiamin is a really big hand trap bait. With all the imperms and veilers and all that. Most people would hand trap on a Xiamin, and that's where you get them with a Focus Tune in hand. And if they let it resolve, just grab the Deer Note and use Deer Note, special summon herself out, discarding the Focus Tune, and I believe that's how it works. Yeah. But yeah, just do that instead. Just add a Deer Note, special summon Deer Note out, or Focus Tune, special summon Focus Tune. It all just depends on the time and on the matchup and all that, but it's quite good. Like I said, maximize on the Focus Tune. Maybe you would play Focus Tune if you play Ogre Dance, but I don't play Ogre Dance. I don't think it's necessary for this build. I prefer maxing out the Focus Tunes alongside with 2 Zamins as nice starters. This is basically the butter of the Punk engine with the 1 Deer Note. It's annoying to draw Deer Note, but it happens. It's just a -1 in hand, really. But you know, it is what it is. Just don't draw the ear note, guys. Draw some non-engine instead or something. But yeah, this is basically the entire P.U.N.K engine with three Foxy Tune, 2 Zamin, and 1 ear note. Really nice number match right there. 3-2-1. And I feel like this is all you really need for a P.U.N.K engine. When the new support comes out, this could definitely change, however. The new support is absolutely insane, and I could definitely see a use of it in this deck. It's really good. I've had a quick look, and yeah, it's great. With the two new cards, and we're probably gonna get even more cards in the future, but who knows, we're gonna have to wait and see. But again, Zamin being a level 3 synergizes really well, especially with the Ghost Slipper. If you draw the Ghost Slipper, normal it, use an Italy to get Zamin out. If Zamin gets Imper, make Immortal, and you have a Sand of Immortal and a Search of Ghost Slipper. And that's just absolutely great. Again, it's also level 3, so it synergizes with cards like Doom King or Foxy Tune to make 11s, and that's really great for the grind game, as you're gonna see why. Some of you probably guessed by now. But other cards that synergize really well is Wheeler and Tracker. Very good level 3s extenders. Very good. Like I said, normal the Sleeper if you draw it. And then you can either use, maybe you also draw a Wheeler, you can special summon Wheeler out, and that's really great. And you know, you can do all that. If you play Dante, you can have a Meal Trick engine going on with Wheeler and Tracker, and a bunch of these level 3s like Unizombie. If you have Unizombie, it gets negated, you have Tracker down, summon Tracker, make Immortal, or you can always Italy into any of these cards right here and combo off. Italy is a really important card for this deck after all, and so is all this Tracker, Wheeler. Very nice effects as well, especially Wheeler. But yeah, it was just great. Not only that, even if you open them by themselves, Immortal Dragon, most people, is quite easy to forget. They forget Immortal Dragon is generic synchro, so you can just use any cards to summon it, and you can use even the Wheeler and the Tracker, and that did come up in a test hand, and I did unbrick my hand, and I was able to do a bunch of stuff. But yeah, next up, let's finish up the monsters in this deck with 1 Druid Swarm and 1 Magmut. They are level 6s, which could easily make level 6 in deck deck, aka Pilgrim Reaper, really. And you know, not only that, there is a card in extra deck. These two can help make quite nice. And besides that, they are really good hand traps. If you open them, they're quite nice. The annoying thing is, if you open Magmut and Druid Swarm, it's quite annoying because you don't have a search target. But if you only open a Magmut, that's insane because you're gonna get to search the Druid Swarm, and you can banish your own cards to bring them out. Like Foxy Tune is basically dead in the graveyard after you get all the effects off. So you know, with the zombie vampire and all that, it's just dead in the grave. So you can even use your own Magmut to banish the Foxy Tune and bring out a very nice synchro 10. I'll just do some synchro plays really, and that's really it for the monsters in this deck. No monster hand traps because we got some very nice board breakers and all that, but we got 3 Italy. Italy is an absolutely insane card, just it's crazy. And you don't need to play Ogre because what are the chances? Basically impossible to open 2 Zamin, Wheeler, Tracker, and Italy. That's basically impossible. Like, what are the odds of ever that happening? It's just crazy. But if someone is really good with odds and calculations, please let me down in the comments, because I feel like that would be like an absolutely insane number. And let us know, bro. If you out there is someone who really knows maths better than me, please do. But yeah, Italy is just an insane card. There's not much to talk about it. Next up, we got the 3 droplets. Speaking of drop, I just dropped one. Absolutely insane card for this deck. Really good, really good. I took your guys' advice on the last time, as I was playing other cards, to put droplets in the main deck. And that's what I did, and it's been serving me quite nice. It does hurt under shifter, but let's face it, guys, if you get shifted, EGGs anyway, so it's not like any other card could get you out of that. So, you know, might as well play other cards. If they have shifter, they have shifter. It is what it is. You could play a call buy in the main deck, but I just YOLO it. But yeah, with droplet, it's quite a very nice card, I must say. You know, it helps unclog your hand if you happen to draw a bunch of Mezukis or other zombie cards, like even Doom King or Bloom or Gozuki, Spirit Dao, Mad Mauler. Any of the zombies would love to be in the graveyard and would love to get sent there by droplet. And it's a quick play, so you're gonna go first, you can set it and use the extra interruption in your bonus turn. And I feel like that's absolutely insane. And speaking about quick plays, another quick play that's been a main staple in all zombie decks is a Super Poly himself. Super Poly is absolutely insane. It won me so many games throughout the years of playing this deck, and I'm absolutely loyal to the Super Poly gods. So I just absolutely love this card, and it's one of the reasons I just keep my really old commons from the first time I ever got them. I've been so many memories with this card. I absolutely love Super Poly, and it's really hard for me to play a zombie deck without Super Poly. And next up, we got just the 2 zombie worlds I talked about earlier. Soon to be QCRs. They're on their way. I can't wait. Thank you, Konami, for giving us finally a QCR card in zombies. And I'm so glad it's Zombie World, because let's face it, Zombie World is the most iconic zombie card ever. Everyone knows Zombie World, and it's absolutely great. I really love that Konami gave this card a QCR. And speaking about QCRs, it's probably gonna be in the prize pool. You know, when I hit 1,000 subs, I'm gonna do a big giveaway, and probably gonna chug 1 or maybe even 2 zombie worlds in there. So stay tuned to see where I do that. Maybe a Flying Mary as well. Probably maybe like two QCR zombie worlds. That would be a really nice prize. Maybe they even signed, if the winner, you know, wants that, I could even sign them. So they forever know those 2 came from the U.R.A channel. The place all about zombies, where zombie fans can thrive. Next up, we got 2 talents. Just happens you can easily play 1 talent and 1 call by if you fear shifter, but I'm just fearless. What can I say? But a really good card going second, really nice. As soon as you bait out a monster, you can either take a monster or draw more cards or whatever. The word is oyster. If you get hand trapped, going first, look at your opponent's hand, rip away their starter. That's it. You can rip away their Nibiru even if they hand trapped you as well. But Talent's a really good card, what can I say? And I really love playing it, but I could definitely see the argument of only playing 1 talent and 1 call by instead of the 2nd talent. Next up, we got the 1 Ghost Fusion. Like I said, we play Sleeper, so we need to play the 1 Ghost Fusion. Older fans of the channel will know I really love the Ghost Fusion engine, and please Konami, give us a proper Ghost Fusion target so we don't just go for any target out there. More support. I know Duke of the Mice is coming, but that's not part of the archetype. I want to see that archetype more expanded. I really love the artwork and all the fusioning stuff they want to try to do. Maybe we get a monster that pays life points, or a card that searches zombie or sends zombies to grave, pays life points. That would actually be quite nice. Maybe we get us House Price of Sprite Jet. Maybe we could get that, but send a zombie to grave instead. And I feel like that would absolutely be insane. So Konami, take notes. And just to round up the main deck, we got the one Foolish Barrel. And yeah, that's basically Foolish Barrel, self-explanatory. All of us zombies love to be in the grave. They are zombies after all. So playing Foolish Barrel is like a no-brainer. You kind of have to play that card. It's a really good extender, or maybe even starter. But yeah, let's get into the main deck now. Extra deck. We got one Mud Dragon. This is basically for Super Poly, really. You're basically never gonna summon this off Ghost Fusion and just heal for Super Poly. That's a really good target as well. If you turn it into Dark, then your cards like Unizombie and all that cannot be targeted with imperms and such, which is quite good. But next up we got Garura. Garura is your go-to Ghost Fusion target, but also is your go-to Super Poly target, as most boards do lose to a Garura. And if you already went first and established a zombie world, or you can establish a zombie world going second, you could play the one Draco Necro. Just another good Super Poly target. Well, next up we got one Pilgrim Reaper, the almighty sauce of this deck, of the Ghost Fusion line. Being able to end up Pilgrim Reaper to mill 5 is absolutely insane. And for the Rogue Tier fans out there would know, like 2 years ago, I did a zombie deck profile on Rogue Tier's channel where I played Pilgrim Reaper, and that was a really long time ago with Bestials. And who knows, that was a really funny moment. Next up we got one Zombie Vampire to end on the P.U.N.K line. So we got this really nice synergy where the Ghost Fusion line is we have an intruder right now. It would appear that the cat overlord herself, Luna, is also very happy about the Pilgrim Reaper and zombie vampire attacks, and she decided to make a quick appearance for this video. But yeah, Pilgrim Reaper is the card you end on of the Ghost Fusion line, and Zombie Vampire is the card you end on of the P.U.N.K line. So in total you're gonna mill 9 while thinning the deck, and that's absolutely insane. Next up we got one Immortal Dragon. Absolutely crazy card for zombies. Was really great. It's a level 6, synergizes really well with synchros and all that. It manipulates his level by milling, and it comes back if a zombie is destroyed by battle. Next up for our punks, we got one Jam Dragon Drive. We only need one, because this is the card we're gonna use to search either Tracker or Jammer. So we can summon them later and have them for follow-up for other cards, which I'm gonna about show in a moment. But typically, yeah, you're gonna use Jam Dragon Drive and Foxy Tune to go into the Zombie Vampire. Yeah, that's quite a nice line. For more level 8s, we got one Omega. Omega is really good in this deck, as it allows you to recycle your zombie worlds and banshees back to the grave, and that's absolutely great. Also, if Doom King gets bestialed, which is the almighty problem, Doom King always gets bestialed. Nowadays with all the bestials, used to be the crow, but bestials made it so much worse. But now we got some really good sauce into this pattern. This pattern obviously being quite easy to summon with, if we draw or mill our bestials, we can easily summon a Dispatter out, and that's a really nice combo. Actually, if we mill them, we cannot summon, so we'd have to draw our bestials actually. But if we draw our bestials, that's quite nice, as we can easily get a Dispatter out, and that's absolutely amazing. And you could also just cut this card out, play another Synchro. You can play Felgrand instead. That could be a nice card. Or you could even play Dante, because you got so many level 3s, you can easily make a Dante to mill more cards. But let's finish up the Synchros with one Psychic and Punisher. Psychic and Punisher is just great for punks, especially in Ghost Fusion builds. You are going to be paying lots of life points, and it can be made quite easily. As in 11, you're gonna search a 3 of Jam Dragon Drive, and if you're not gonna use it, you're gonna stick with it in his hand. When Doom King comes back, you can normal summon it or special summon if you have a level 3, and boom, Doom King and Wheeler, for example, as I believe Wheeler was the tuner, or Tracker was the tuner actually. Just go into them. Wheeler is the tuner. Go into them, make Psyche and Punisher, pay 1000 life points, banish card you control, one card opponent controls, battle phase. This card gains a lot, swing for game quite easily. It's absolutely amazing card for this deck. And next up we got some links, such as our Flying Mary, quite good zombie support. Again, thank you Konami, keep them coming please. It's even a QCR as well, like I said. QCR Flying Mary could be one of the cards in the prizes that I'm gonna do at a 1000 sub giveaway, so stay tuned and subscribe. And Flying Mary, just a really good card in general, absolutely amazing. We got one Avenged Savior for going second. I really love Avenged Savior, as well older fans of the channel might know. Older, I mean subscriber wise, how long they've been subscribed, they know. I really love Avenged Savior. And another card as well, that being the Vampire Sucker. These two cards pairing well, and now they have a trio. This is basically a trio of Link 2s for zombies. The Sucker, the Flying Mary, and the Avenged Savior. They could go in any zombie build out there, because they're absolutely insane. And just to finish up the extra deck, we got one Vampire Fascinator to steal one of opponent's cards, and easily go into the Okeona, which is an absolutely great card. And that's basically it for the extra deck. We can now move to the side deck, which just depends on your locals. That's what I say most of the time, but let's I'm gonna give you guys some ideas what you could run, such as T3 Titan of Tartarus. I feel like this could be quite a great card going second, as it allows you to break boards, and it's a really big body on the field to help swing for game. That's basically it. That's why it's in the side deck. So just a really big body and absolutely great zombie support. And next up we got 3 Purulia. This can be follows if you are even richer, or if I know Purulia follows, they're really expensive cards. Instead of these 3, you can play 3D barriers. That's absolutely fine, or 3 Drolls, that's also fine, or 3 Ogres, that's also fine. There are substitutes, but personally I like the Purulia, so I'm gonna play it. There is also a good reasoning to not play the Purulia, however, because you may draw into more zombies that you want to mill instead and not draw. So this could very easily be a 3D barrier, 3 ogre, 3 draws instead. And for back row hate, we got Twin Twisters. Yes, guys, I know in today's game back row floats, but Twin Twister is too good of a card to pass on. It allows you to discard a card, which is gonna be a zombie probably all the time. You know, that's always gonna get you advantage and targets up to 2, so you can pop 2 as well. Besides allowing you to put a useful card in the grave, and I think that's absolutely great. And we got 1 duster for you for more back row hate. We're killing those back rows, hoping our back row doesn't get killed. 1 change of heart. Zombie vampire has this very niche effect where if you steal an opponent's monsters, it can be treated as a level 8 for a summon, and I feel like that's absolutely nice. It's a very nice inclusion and many people forget about. And you can also just break some borks with it. 3 judgments for going first. We want to protect the zombie world and our board, and judgment is a really good way to do that. And the one driver of the warlord. Obviously, it could come to bite you with all the punks and all that, which is why rivalry is in the side deck. But if you play a pure zombie deck, I can see why would you put rivalry in the main deck. I can see that, but it's in the side deck. The good old zombie rivalry combo. That's gonna destroy your opponent's brains if they don't have back removal, and hence why the judgment's in the side deck to protect their rivalry. And with all that being said, guys, if you stuck with me so far, you're absolute legends, and I hope you really liked the video. And if you did, subscribe and leave down a comment telling me about your opinion. Maybe even join the Discord channel. I'm gonna have a link to it down below. And with all that said, Casus signing out.